Hey guys, Justin here with High Priority. So what do you think? 300 horsepower family SUV for less than 17 grand? Get out of here, right? No, I'm serious. It's not from Japan, it's not from Germany, it's not some M Sport, it's not some old beater. It's actually domestic. Yeah, check it out.
Yeah, you saw that right. A Chevy Equinox LT to be exact. This one here is a 2017 model. Now hold on, before you click away or judge me too harshly, hear me out. Yeah, you're right. The 2.4 4-cylinder base model engine in this is underwhelming. It's wheezy. It just all around sucks. Believe me, I know. I drove one for almost 2 years back when I lived out in Vegas. And it's 182 horsepower and 172 foot-pounds of torque. Was not nearly enough power to accelerate onto the freeway, to pass cars, to merge into traffic. And if you wanted to do any kind of spirited driving or kind of have fun with your car, freaking forget about it. But maybe you forgot, or maybe you didn't even know that a 13 to 17 Chevy Equinox, you could get the same 3.6 liter direct injected V6 that came in a freaking Camaro. To me, that's pretty badass. 301 horse, 272 foot-pounds of torque. Yeah, that sounds a lot better than the 180 horse from that little 4-banger. When you upgrade engines, you also get a little beefier 6-speed automatic transmission. And I do believe the suspension on the 6 cylinders is actually a little bit stiffer than on the 4 cylinders. It would make sense anyways. So now we have more power than a CR-V, more power than a Toyota RAV4, more power than a Nissan Rogue. Those are all in the same kind of class as this. But if you want to get into the higher powers, you know, you're looking at maybe a Jag. I know some of the Jaguar F-Paces have a pretty nice V6 with like 340 horse. But there again, you're looking at like 35 grand. Or you could get into Ford Edge. They've got the V6 with the, 2.7 turbo motor. And that's bumped up in power pretty well. But there you're still looking at 27, 25 grand for one of those. This model we're sitting in, I actually have this listed for sale right now because my wife is getting a fleet vehicle for her work, and I have this listed for $16,500, and I've hardly had any bites on it. So you could get into one of these for 16 grand, maybe even less, and you have 301 horsepower. I mean, that's pretty remarkable in my opinion. And this thing actually kind of rips. Woo-hoo-hoo! Being a passenger car, this thing actually kind of gets it. It's really built for more family hauling and comfort, but it seems to handle pretty well. According to Motor Trend, I'll go ahead and throw a link to their article in the description. This Equinox goes 0 to 60 in 6.7 seconds. Now that's not blistering speed, but you know, I mean, you're thinking supercars are in the 3s. This family hauling SUV is 6.7. That's pretty damn good. All right, well, now let's talk about the elephant in the room, I guess I should say. Fuel mileage. Well, you're gonna think that, oh yeah, big motor means heavy consumption on fuel, right? Well, yes and no. It's all relative what you think. I daily drive a big diesel pickup that gets 12 miles to the gallon. So this, you know, is going to be guaranteed going to be better than that. Edmunds has an article. I'll go ahead and link that in the description as well. The V6 model gets 16 to 23, and then for comparison, the 4-cylinder model gets 20-28 city highway. So yeah, it is, you know, less than the 4-cylinder. And then just for more comparisons, a CR-V gets 27 city, 33 highway. That's pretty damn good, but you're also looking at a very small 4-cylinder engine, which might feel as powerful. I've never driven one of those, so the power in that might be, you know, adequate for most people. Now, me personally, with this car, I average city driving around 19 and a half miles a gallon, you know, just running errands every day. And the best I've gotten, according to the trip odometer, is 27.3 average for 50 miles, I think it says. So that's not bad. If I were commuting with this on a highway every day for 20 or 30 miles, this thing probably would get in the mid 20s very easily, I would think. So now you're saying, okay, great, cool engine, but isn't it still just a Chevy domestic plastic piece of crap? Well, yes, there's plastic in here. There's plastic dash, plastic doors, plastic buttons, plastic shifter, but that's kind of to be expected in any new car, especially at this price range. Remember, we're still down less than 20 grand right now. So you want to step up, you know, to like that Jag I talked about earlier, or the Ford Edge, or some other models. Yeah, you're probably going to get some nicer features and some nicer fit and finish, I guess, but you're also spending a lot more money. And in here, I mean, it's pretty nice. These cloth seats, they're heated. They're really comfortable. The HVAC controls are laid out. You don't have to dive into an iPad to try to figure out how to turn the fan on. This model also has a power liftgate that's an option. Now, if you've never had a power liftgate, they're actually pretty awesome. I never had one before. I never thought I would really use one, but they're super convenient. It's like a $1,200 option from the dealer, or when you package the car. So if you can find one used with that option, I would highly recommend it. There's a button up here that opens the back gate. There's a button on your keys that opens up. You push it on your sorry, cops driving by and making me a little nervous. You can push a button on your keys and it opens up. So if your hands are full and you got a bunch of stuff to put in your car, you can just push the button, open it up, throw it all in there. So that's a feature that I really enjoyed, and I never thought I actually would. It's also got the nice Pioneer factory upgraded sound system, so that sounds actually pretty good. Also with the V6, you get these nice dual exhaust tips. Real deal exhaust tips, not fake ones molded into the bumper. They're actually real dual exhaust. Looks pretty badass. This LT model, you get a nice leather wrapped steering wheel, you get a power driver seat. You get a couple other features. It's got the nav unit in it. It's got a backup camera, the power liftgate, like I mentioned, heated mirrors. You know, there's all that standard stuff that comes in a lot of cars. I'm not going to really get into all that little stuff, but all right, now that I've talked this thing up like some sort of used car salesman, I guess I will talk about the stuff that I don't like about this car. First one is, yes, it is cheap. Yes, it is a Chevy. There is plastic everywhere. The dash, the door panels, the knobs, all that stuff. Yes, there's plastic, but it is what it is. Also, the nav unit is nice. It's navigation, it's Bluetooth, you can hook your phone to it. You can play your Pandora and all that, but it's just not that intuitive, I guess. It's not as nice as the newer models that have the Android or Apple CarPlay that you see what's on your screen on your phone up there. It's not like that. So it's kind of cumbersome to use and it's kind of frustrating at times, but it is nice having that. Also, this is considered a mid-size SUV, but it is kind of small. Now, if you want to tote around 5 grown adults, it's going to be kind of tight in the back seat, sitting 3 adults across there. It's not really that wide. For me, in particular, my family, it's perfect. I put my 2 girls in their car seats back there, and it's just fine. So honestly, this is just actually a nice, SUV, maybe a starter SUV for a small family, a little family of 4. There's plenty of storage. It's easy to drive. It's easy for my wife to drive. With the big motor, it's nice for me to drive. So if you guys are looking for one of these or looking for an SUV new or used, maybe give the used market a shot. I mean, check this out. Find one with a V6, see if you like it. Check out the new Equinoxes as well. They're 21s. I'm not a car salesman, but I'm acting like it. I don't know why. The 21s are actually smaller than this. They were redesigned in 18, so they're a little bit smaller. And they actually ditched the V6 like this car's got, and they also got rid of the 2.0 turbo. So the only motor left is a 1.5 turbo engine that makes like 170 horse. I don't know about you, but I would rather drive something that's a couple years older that has 300 horse over something brand new that has 170. That's just my opinion. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed watching my very first car review. If you did, please give a thumbs up and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And we'll catch you on the next one.